What's up, everybody? It's the Tabletop Tyrant, and today we're going to talk about the Orc Boar mob. Now, I've done this video twice. I did the entire video without having clicked record, so freaking A for effort on that one. Technology has just never been my strong suit, everybody, and I apologize. But, without further ado, let's go to the card. Now, here's the card I make. I make them for my buddies because a lot of the times we're very busy with work, family, life, kids, all that stuff kicks in. And not everyone has time to keep reading up on the rules, especially when you're working 50, 60 hours a week. But we all love Warhammer, and this just allows us to keep the game kind of going within our group. So here's the card in 3, 2, 1, boom. And now I come back, bam, like that. So let's talk about the Boar Boys. I think that the Boar Boys are an absolute unit of a profile for the Orc and Goblins army. I think that in the Nomadic WoG, they have a huge place, but if you're playing and doing Nomadic WoG, you'll most likely already know that if you want to see a breakdown on it, top right-hand corner. These guys are just so iconic, from the old pewter ones like you'll see here to the modern ones we see now, to even the Savage Orc Boar Boys like this one. They're just really fun to see on the tabletop. I think they got a really nice aesthetic, and I really like the way they did the boars on this one. I don't know what they were thinking for the war boss on boar, but these boars are great. I used to rip them out with my chariot boars and give them updated boars, so a lot you can do. And maybe if you're running a black orc chariot from the Nomadic WoG, you'll pluck these boars off and put them on that chariot. I don't know. It's up to you. The world is your oyster, as I say. But let's talk about why they're good instead of me just running my mouth about the aesthetic of them. So they have a series of options that you can pay to upgrade, and I'm going to talk about all of them, and then I'm going to dive into what they do. You can upgrade to the cavalry spear, you can upgrade the heavy armor, you can take a shield, you can upgrade the orc biggins, you can get rid of all your armor and take frenzy, take war paint, and then you can take additional hand weapons with that, and I believe it's like 1 per 1,000 points. I have to double check. But with that being said, those upgrades are crucial to this heavy cav unit. Now with heavy cav, we only have to go 4 wide. I like running 5 to 10. I don't know why. I just like seeing big blobs of cavalry on the table, and I'm willing to admit that that is my own personal opinion. I run 2 units of 10 of these bad boys because they're dope, and I don't run the Nomadic WoG. So now that we got that kind of broken into, let's break down the upgrades. So the cavalry spear is unique because it's +1 strength, -1 AP, but the condition is you must charge. Now, it's not too hard to hit that charge because the warboars have a special rule called countercharge on them. And what countercharge allows you to do, and I'm going to go word for word here because I have a habit of getting a rule wrong and put my foot in my mouth. Countercharge, the unit surges forward to meet the enemy charge. Measure the distance between the 2 units. If the distance is less than the move characteristics of the charging unit, the charge unit has not enough time to meet the enemy charge and must either hold or flee instead. So if the distance is less than your move characteristics, which is 7, you don't have enough time to meet that charge. Otherwise, pivot the unit about its center so that it's facing directly towards the center of the enemy of the charging enemy unit, and then roll a D3 and add 1. Now, that D3 and add 1 is great because you have a 2 in 3 chance of getting off Furious Charge. So, for those of you new, you roll a D6, a 1 to 2 equals 1, 3 to 4 equals 2, and a 5 to 6 equals 3. And then you get to add 1 to that result. So, the only way you're not going to get that Furious Charge if you counterattack is if you roll a 1 or 2. Now, with that being said, what's Furious Charge and why am I bringing it up? During a turn in which you charged 3 inches or more, you get to gain +1 attack. Now, we're going to go look at the Biggins upgrade you can pay for. +1 strength in combat, +1 AP. Then, we're going to go check out, that's freaking dope, what do Choppas do? On a turn in which you charge, you reroll wound rolls of 1 and increase the AP by 1. So you're starting to see the trend here of increased strength, AP, and brutality. So you're going to be AP 3 with that spear. You're going to be strength 5 on the turn in which you charged. And then on top of it, you have Tusker Charge, which is +1 strength and AP on the freaking boar. So these boars are putting out mad freaking energy. So you're going to be strength 4, AP -1, and you're going to have 1 attack for each boar that's able to get into its attack. Now remember, you can't go stacking, and they have to be lined up base to base, I believe. And you're not going to be taken from the 2nd rank or anything crazy like that. Now, some of my friends, we still get the 8th edition rules. We're like, oh, 2, but no. It's 1 rank for anyone that's hopping into this brand new. You only get the front rank. So there's that. They also have Armored Hide 1. Now, what does that do? That allows you to add 1 to your armor save value. So say you paid for heavy armor, puts you at a 5 up. Then we have a shield, puts you at a 4. You're mounted at a 3, and then Armored Hide puts you at a 2. If I'm wrong, correct me down below, but that's my practical understanding of it. Now, a couple other things we got is Swift Stride. You get to increase your charge range by 3 inches. Also, you get to add a d6 when charging, fleeing, or pursuing. That's really great. You'll be able to chop them dudes down. You'll be getting that extra 3 inches in the charge to shove your Orc Boar Boys up someone's fanny. And it's a lot of fun to have that. I do like it. It guarantees your charge a little bit extra. Because they're orcs, they don't give a crap about goblin panic. Like, they're kind of like little weak rodent creatures, so no big deal on that. And then they have close order. So with close order, you get access to 2 different types of formations. You get marching column and regular rank and file column. Marching column is where you're wider, where you're deeper rank-wise than you are width. So you'll be like, say you took 10 boar boys, you'd be 3 wide and 4 long. And then you'd be able to triple your movement, bring it up to 21 inches, but you don't get to claim rank bonuses. If you get charged, you're kind of screwed, right? But if you take your regular rank and file formation, you'd still be able to march up to 14 inches. You can still charge. You still get your rank bonuses. And a big thing about the boar boys is each boar counts as being 2 models. So orc great shamans, or shamans in general, the weird knobs, whatever they call them, if you throw them in there, they get a buff for having a unit strength of 10 or more when casting. So keep that in mind when you do that. I didn't know that for a few games I played, but I know it now, damn it, and I ain't forgetting it. So really, really unique. One thing we haven't touched on was the fact that you can turn these essentially into savage orcs with the frenzy. They negate all armor. War paint gives them a 6-up ward. I want to say, I'm not super familiar, but you get that additional hand weapon and frenzy. So you're going to be getting an extra attack for additional hand weapon. You'll be getting an extra attack for frenzy. And then on top of it, you'll be getting that furious charge, which is 3 attacks. So you're going to be 4-5 on the champion. So if you want to maximize your damage output, you could totally do that. And you'll still be AP -2 when you charge. Now, there are a couple, and I wouldn't even say they're downsides, but a downside, if you will. Impetuous makes it just a teensy-weensy bit hard to plan, but with deployment in the right spot, you'll be able to account for failing an impetuous, which means on a roll of a 1 to 3, you must charge, and a 4-up, you get to act as normal. So just bear in mind when you're throwing these dudes on the tabletop, kind of where you want to place them, and plan to fail impetuous just because it may happen, and just get that charge off in the first place. I really, really like boar boys. I have 2 units of 10 of them. I love them. I freaking enjoy the crap out of them. I hope they bring back the Savage Orc Boar Boys because I love those models. Here's what they look like. They're just freaking cool. I am really surprised they haven't brought the Savage Orc range back after kind of axing it from Age of Sigmar, but who knows, maybe we're getting ready to see it. So I just wanted to go a little briefly into the Orc Boar Boys. Anyone have any questions? Let me know down below. If I got anything wrong, please do correct it. I'm not perfect, and it really helps me get this down, and it helps the community get it down. Everybody, thank you for your time. I enjoy all of you, and take care. Peace.